Welcome back, class 8. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is the last session of the revision for lesson number 7 in chemistry, hydrogen. I hope you have revised whatever I have revised. So let's begin the revision. So oxidation and reduction, that is the redox reaction. So what is oxidation? By the name itself you can see the term this will be simpler for you, derived from oxygen. Oxygen, that means a process which involves the addition of oxygen. That means oxygen will be added to that particular element, or the compound will undergo a change and there will be an addition of oxygen in the reaction, or there will be a removal of hydrogen. So a process that involves addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen is called oxidation. And what is an oxidizing agent? A substance that gives oxygen or that removes hydrogen is called an oxidizing agent. So in simpler terms we can say an oxidizing agent itself gets reduced. When I come to reduction I will explain this point to you. So you should remember that oxidation is a process that involves the addition of oxygen or the removal of hydrogen. So for this I had taken up reaction C plus O2 gives you CO2. So here what can you see? That carbon to carbon oxygen has been added. So this is oxidation. Is that clear? And what is giving oxygen? It is oxygen itself. So it is getting reduced, and this is an oxidizing agent in this particular reaction. Similarly, we can take one more example, that is the second example that I had taken earlier also, that is H2S plus Br2 gives you 2HBr and sulfur. Is that clear? So you can see in this reaction what is happening, that in what is this and where is this, how is it combined. So you can see there has been a removal of hydrogen in this particular compound. So this is oxidation, and what is helping, or what is helping in this particular reaction? It is bromine. So this is an oxidizing agent. So hydrogen is removed from hydrogen sulfide and is changing into sulfur. That means it has been oxidized to sulfur, and hydrogen sulfide is oxidized. Is that clear? And bromine helps in the removal of hydrogen from hydrogen sulfide, thus it is known as the oxidizing agent. Is that clear? For any reaction which is involving the addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen, it is known as an oxidation reaction. Is it clear? We can take one more example, that is H2S plus, you can take Cl2 and 2HCl plus S. Same mechanism, you can see this has been oxidized to sulfur and chlorine is helping it, and this is known as the oxidizing agent. Is it clear? So this is what oxidation is. Then coming to reduction. What is reduction? Now what is reduction? It is the opposite of oxidation. That is, here we are adding hydrogen. In oxidation we were adding oxygen. Addition of oxygen was there. Here the addition of hydrogen is there, and removal of oxygen is there. This is known as reduction. So a substance that gives hydrogen or removes oxygen is called as reducing agent. So here it is the opposite, that is a reducing agent itself gets oxidized. So I told you I'll tell this point when I come to reduction, that is the oxidizing agent itself gets reduced and a reducing agent itself gets oxidized. So you can take the example of same examples here also and see H2S plus Cl2 gives you 2HCl plus sulfur, right? Now what can you see over here? There has been an addition of hydrogen over here. So this is reduction, and this has acted as a reducing agent. It has got oxidized. So this has been oxidized. I told you the one which was being oxidized has been reduced in this term, is acting as a reducing agent. So hydrogen sulfide has been oxidized to sulfur, you can see over here. So hydrogen sulfide is acting as the reducing agent. So chlorine, you can see, has been converted into hydrogen chloride. So we can say that chlorine has been reduced. It has been reduced to hydrogen chloride. That means hydrogen has been added to it. And hydrogen sulfide helps in the reduction of chlorine to hydrogen chloride by adding hydrogen to it. Is that clear? This hydrogen has come from where? This hydrogen has come from hydrogen sulfide. That is why we are saying that this is acting as the reducing agent and itself has got oxidized. There has been a removal of hydrogen. So hydrogen sulfide brings about reduction. So hydrogen sulfide is a reducing agent. We can take another example, that is zinc oxide plus carbon gives you zinc and carbon monoxide. Now what can you see here? You compare these two, there has been a removal of which atom? Oxygen atom. So zinc oxide has been reduced to zinc. That means there has been a removal of oxygen. So zinc oxide has been reduced to zinc. Is that clear? And zinc oxide is acting as an oxidizing agent over here, and carbon is acting as a reducing agent. Is that clear? So here zinc oxide reacts with carbon to form zinc and carbon monoxide. Zinc oxide is reduced to zinc by the removal of oxygen. So carbon helps in the removal of oxygen. So it is the reducing agent. So carbon is a reducing agent over here. So generally what happens is that generally when reduction is taking place, simultaneously oxidation is also taking place. So a reaction in which oxidation and reduction take place simultaneously is called a redox reaction. Is it clear? It is called a redox reaction. And when one substance is reduced in a reaction, another always gets oxidized. So I have given you several examples. The one I had shown you just now, I am repeating it again, that is zinc oxide is being converted, or it is forming on reaction with carbon, it is forming zinc and carbon monoxide. So I told you how it is being done. This, there has been a reduction and here there has been addition of oxygen. So this is oxidation. So both reduction and oxidation are taking place simultaneously in the same reaction. So this is known as the redox reaction. Is it clear? Now I hope you have understood the concept behind this. Is that clear? Now there are various tests of hydrogen. Now you can see over here that over here hydrogen will be evolved in this particular reaction. Now you can see that hydrogen gas is evolved by mixing hydrogen chloride to zinc granules over here, and how it burns with a pop sound. You will see that also. A burning matchstick has been brought, burning splinter, and you will see that characteristic pop sound. So you saw just now that when a burning splinter was brought, then what happened? A lighted splinter, it burned with a pop sound and got extinguished. So another test was that hydrogen burns with a blue flame in air and forms water. And I told you when I was taking up that I will show you which reaction which activity I am talking about. So I told you in this activity when hydrogen was evolved, how it was forming water when it was tested. So we had taken anhydrous copper sulfate. So hydrogen gas burns with a blue flame, and this water can be tested by sprinkling it on white copper sulfate, that is anhydrous copper sulfate, which turned blue when water was added to it, and this water was formed by the reaction of hydrogen with oxygen. So this is the test for hydrogen. Then what are the various uses of hydrogen? So hydrogen has several uses, that is, it is used in the preparation of vegetable ghee, then that is the vanaspati ghee, then it is used in the cutting and welding of metals, and in the manufacture of various compounds like ammonia and hydrochloric acid, methane, urea. It acts as a good reducing agent. Then it is considered as a future fuel also. What are the various properties that are making it a good fuel? So hydrogen is used to prepare vanaspati ghee. Is that clear? That is the solid form that you see, and that is obtained from the vegetable oil, that the various oils that are prepared, and from them how vegetable fats, that is the liquid form, is changed into the solid form, that is the ghee form. That is by a process which is known as hydrogenation. Is that clear? Hydrogenation. Now this process of making vanaspati ghee from vegetable oil is basically catalytic hydrogenation. So what is happening in this? What is happening? That it takes place in the presence of finely divided nickel or platinum or palladium catalyst at high pressure and temperature of around about 200 degree Celsius. Is that clear? So that is the reaction of the vegetable oil with hydrogen in the presence of a catalyst, and high pressure and high temperature converts it into vegetable ghee. This is known as hydrogenation. Now this oxyhydrogen flame, that is a mixture of hydrogen oxygen produces oxygen hydrogen flame. Is that clear? And this flame does what? It produces very high temperature of that is in 200 800 degrees Celsius to 3000 degrees Celsius, and definitely this kind of temperature will be used for cutting and welding of metals, which is otherwise very difficult. Is that clear? So this oxyhydrogen flame is used for the cutting and welding of metal. Then this is used in the manufacture of compounds, that is in the manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process, that is a reaction of hydrogen with nitrogen in the ratio 1:3, 3:1, because I've told the reaction is as this was, that is N2 plus 3H2 gives you 2NH3. Now this is a reversible reaction. Is that clear? So the arrow will be like this, and it is carried out at high temperature and pressure in the presence of a catalyst. So this I have discussed earlier also. This is Haber's process in the manufacture of ammonia, and ammonia is used as it is a compound which is used to make fertilizers, that is chemicals compounds which are used to fertilize soil, I beg your pardon, in agriculture, to make the soil more fertile, increase the productivity of soil. Then it is used in the manufacture of nitric acid, dyes, that is coloring agents, and explosives like in crackers and all. Then hydrogen gas is also used to make hydrochloric acid, methane, and urea. Then hydrogen is a good reducing agent, that is it is used for extracting copper, lead, and tin from the oxide, because all these elements, all these metals are not obtained in the pure form as you find them, as you get them in the market. They have to be extracted, they have to be purified and then extracted in the pure form. So for this also hydrogen is very helpful. Then hydrogen is used as a fuel. So when it is burned, energy is generated. You can see in the form of the fuel which is used for driving the cars, that it is because of its high heat of combustion. Then when it burns, it gives a high heat of combustion. This heat is used for running the vehicle, and this is a pollution free fuel, that is no pollution, because oxygen when combines with hydrogen forms water. Is that clear? And liquid hydrogen is used as fuel in space rockets, and it is used for making coal gas and water gas. They are another hydrogen based fuels. Then hydrogen is an important constituent of several compounds, and it is found in acids and many other organic compounds. So this is all in this chapter. Please revise the chapter properly, and I'll in the next session I will post the exercise. Allah Hafiz.